Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of Chad Sports Talk, where I get to talk about sports, hopefully provide you some information as long as may possibly entertain you along the way. Hello, my name's Chad, and welcome to my adventure. Today I'm going to talk about the Big 12. Yes, it's all across the news, all over the airwaves, the internet. It's everywhere you look, especially if you're here in a Big 10, Big 12 country. We all know Oklahoma and Texas are heading to the SEC. We know that this could actually take place by 2025 when the current agreement with the Big 12 and OU and UT runs out. Now we know both of these universities have the funds to pay the $75 to $80 million exit fee, as well as probably get a loan from SEC if needed to buy out their stay early. And I'm thinking that could possibly happen as soon as 2023. Now, with that being said, what does the Big 12 do? There's been lots of rumors of the 8 remaining universities possibly going elsewhere. Number 1 on the list was Virginia and the ACC. Perfect fit. They're right there in that market. And not to mention, they already have the rivals built in against Pitt, against Virginia Tech, against Syracuse, BC, Miami, the old Big East days. They could probably bring it up with Virginia and Louisville as well. So, great fit. But right now, it's just smoke on the water. There's nothing true behind it. I don't think the ACC is expanding anytime soon. The next one is KU, highly courting the Big Ten. That makes sense. That helps stretch the Big Ten footprint out a little bit more. It adds Kansas, which has a great basketball program, but brings nothing to the football field. And you also got to mention it is a AAU program, which is a prerequisite for the Big Ten, which also ties in with Iowa State. Also being rumored to be a tag along in case KU goes, but as of right now, they're one of them are going. The Pac-12 already said they're not expanding at this time. The rumors have been they're going after Tech and Oklahoma State to get into the Central Time Zone, possibly TCU and Baylor, and then it leaves K-State out on the win. I mean, that's just a menagerie of scenarios that could happen. Okay, what does Big 12 do with the remaining schools? They need to stick together to remain relevant. They've been left out the alliance between the Pac-12, Big Ten, and ACC, which is a kind of gentleman's agreement where they won't poach from each other. Doesn't mean they're going after the Big 12 or not. So the Big 12's got to increase their footprint, and hopefully when their TV contract renews in 2025, they don't fall down the ladder too bad. And one way of doing that is BYU. BYU is an excellent football program. They can bring in nationally recognized, huge following. Has a national championship in about, it was 1984. Let me know the last time TCU, Baylor, Kansas State, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech last time they won. So, gives you recent modern champion into the conference after losing OU in Texas. Also put you back in the Rocky Mountains. Couple downsides to this: extremely religious university, and their LGBTQ policies are not favorable to that community. Huge travel distance. Now you gotta go from Provo, Utah to Morgantown, West Virginia. It's a lot of travel between those two universities to just to have a basketball matchup or a volleyball matchup or even football. Number 2 this year after is, it's kind of a toss-up, but I'm going with Cincinnati. Cincinnati puts you right there in the Ohio Valley area. Kind of spurring the Big Ten, plucking someone outside their backyard. And Cincinnati is a quality football program right now. And our basketball program's always been a decent program, which could give KU some trouble during the basketball season. So I think Cincinnati will legitimize and give West Virginia someone close to play with, and establish that rivalry. And number 3, University of Houston. I think this is like a no-brainer. You got to bring them in. They already got the old school rivalry with Texas Tech, Baylor, TCU from the old Southwest. Yes, I'm not older. I do remember that conference. So bring that in. Also brings in Houston, which is a huge market. Also kind of helped stirring away from possible SEC woo because of A&M and the Longhorns down in SEC. And the next one I'll probably add on the list, that'd be the number 14, make sure to maintain the Big 12, is UCF. Get you into Florida, another recruiting hotbed for college athletics. Also kind of take a spur in the SEC, ACC, put a team right down there. Also in Orlando, another decent market. And that's actually quality football career. They claim a national championship, even though no one organizes. But you also got to remember, UCF will never got that 14 college football playoff. And if that doesn't change, they never will see it ever again. The only way to get relevant and possibly crack into the playoff is join one of the big conferences, and the Big 12 right now is the first opportunity to do that. Now, my first alternate, say maybe UCF or BYU don't join, is Memphis. Memphis puts them right there in the Mid-South, another quality media market as well, and gives you a go-between between Texas, Cincinnati, and West Virginia. So it's right there. Unfortunately, also somewhat in the heart SEC country, so they may not draw the recruits or the money needed to be substantially viable for the conference. But that's kind of help them out. I got like my next three, you can say, to kind of bring them in is also SMU, another old Southwest alumni. That also, right there in Dallas. You have the rivalry with TCU and Baylor. Also Houston, they're still in Texas Tech. That one, South Florida. A little bit of a stretch, but right there in Tampa. Natural rival to UCF. A 1-2 punch in Florida. Back to ACC with Florida State, Miami. You bring Central Florida, South Florida in. There you go. And my wild card will be Colorado State. I picked them because Colorado was in the old Big 12 before they got pulled over to the Pac-12. Put them back in Rocky Mountains. They put money into facilities. Somewhat close to Denver, so you have a little bit of that market. I think it'll be kind of interesting to see how Colorado State fares against Kansas State, Baylor. See if they can hold their own. Now, the next four are kind of like on the bubble. They're on the outside looking in. Like, what's person to win? Their name's been mentioned, but it's by that. I would say Tulane. Could be New Orleans. Be another kind of help stretch the footprint in SEC country. Boise State, always on top of everyone's list, just because it's the first BCS buster. So of course you want to try and track them in there. I would say UNLV, just because of T-Mobile Arena and Alliance Stadium. Kind of gives them two brand new facilities to play in, so why not? And last but not least, San Diego State. Also another quality program, both on the court and on the field. They're building a brand new stadium, so could be a possibility as well. Well, that might be a bit of a stretch. So pretty much in retrospect, the Big 12 should add BYU. They should bring in Cincinnati, bring in Houston, and I would say bring in UCF. And keep Memphis on speed dial, just in case. Once OU and Texas leave, it brings you to 14, or brings you to 12. So, see from there. Maybe they expand to 16 and get the other, big metro areas to kind of tie in and help spread the footprint. Who knows? Well, that'd be it for this first episode. I appreciate your time and watching. Please check out other individuals out there on YouTube that have this content, with the most up-to-date information as soon as they get it, like 365 Sports and John Kurtz. Both these groups and individuals, excellent job trying reporting. These are also hard in the Big 12 area. One's for Baylor, one's for K-State. So they know exactly what's going on, or at least try to. And I hope you join me next time on Chat Sports. If you like my content, please let me know.